Alright, got a little something I want to talk about here. The tweet from Guilty Gear player, goes by the name of SQ. I've had a chance to play SQ in tournament before. SQ is a very good ramp player. And obviously Testament's been out approximately 48 hours and some change, give or take. And people have been finding tech that goes against Testament. And it's not necessarily bad tech, mind you. It's not. A lot of good anti-Testament counterplay stuff that works well with Ram and also other characters. So you're probably wondering, well, this counterplay stuff sounds good, so what's the issue, right? Well, the tweet goes a little something like this. People getting mad at me for posting weaknesses I find with a new character are extremely weird. I post an answer to a block string and I get get sarcastic or rude replies. My bad? You're wondering why am I even making a video about this? Why is this even important, right? Why are you wasting your time with this, Kensou? This is not, what is this? So the reason why I'm wasting time with this is because this is kind of like somewhat of a sign. Like when a new DLC character comes out, people just want to like kind of, I guess you can say scrub out wins or what have you, or just kind of like get by without people knowing how to like deal with that character's, you know, offense or pressure or whatever. It's like, why would you be upset because someone found counterplay early on to your character, you know? And I feel like it was the same with biking too. I believe SQ also came with a bunch of stuff for anti-biking as well. A lot of players came with a lot of anti-biking stuff at the time. Now Testament's out, people are finding anti-Testament stuff kind of early. It's like no one wants to get scrubbed out, you know what I mean? Like no one wants to figure out these answers mid-match, anything like that, especially when you got people who are just graciously sharing it on the Twitter realm and the internet, wherever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like they're going out of their way to help people, you know, whether you think it, even if you play Testament, it's better that you know where you have holes in your game plan, especially from a, you know, basic standpoint. Like if a blockchain has like a big gap in it, you should know that, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, well, you're just abusing this thing because they don't know how to deal with it, you know? And I think that's good. Because to be honest with you, SQ doesn't really have any real reason to post this stuff up on the internet or share it with the community when SQ can just use that for themselves and just beat people up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be great for SQ, but not great for all the Testament players if SQ just held this, you know, if SQ just kept this themselves, it wouldn't be good for the rest of the community. People will just end up figuring it out down the line, of course, but you shouldn't be upset that someone's going out of their way to post clips and show you what could be detrimental. Now, I went through the thread myself and saw like what was posted based on the findings, and honestly, there wasn't anything really wrong there. There are some things that's kind of like, well, this won't really happen. You know, obviously there's some hitbox issues with Testament, quote unquote, hitbox issues, where you can hit Testament from afar, counter poking Ram, etc., etc. I mean, it's to be expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone's normals are created equally, and not everyone's gonna have a bunch of disjointed hitboxes on their like you know, weapon attacks. So it's like, just because you can hit Testament doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? You just have to find other ways to like make the character work. And to be honest with you, those things don't really hurt the character to the point to where, you know, Testament's like unplayable. Just spend time here watching match videos of Japanese players like Gobu and a few other players, you know, playing Testament as well, doing just fine despite those said gaps. And people were definitely exposing those gaps in the matches too, but they did their best to make sure that they can cover those with, you know, the stain mechanic, which basically makes it like, you know, any hit adds an extra, you know, hit to the move, so far slash gets a second hit attached to it. So it's pretty much in your best interest to do your best to focus on making sure stain connects against your opponent by use of Crow or the super, and you just keep that there so that you can make your offense prominent. Why people are all up in arms about this is like beyond me. It doesn't really make sense to me personally, but don't condemn people, you know, for going out of their way for doing this. This is kind of like the bottom line. I'm not gonna make this too long, but seriously, like, players shouldn't condemn someone who's going out of their way to give you the information to make you not only better, but to let it be known that, hey, this is why you're gonna get hit if you do this. You know, if a higher level player or someone who knows what's happening is not going to let that happen. You know, they're not going to let that pressure rock. So you have to be good about stopping them, or heck, just don't special cancel. You know what I mean? If you don't want to go into the skull thing, just don't go into it. Just stop. You know, but I don't know. It's just bad that like we have people out here who say things like people aren't sharing tech in the FGC. People aren't like being informational about stuff. They're not sharing this, they're not sharing that. And it's like, here it is. Pay attention. No, don't. Nah, you don't know. You're taking away from my day one wins. It's like, no one's taking away from your wins. It's just you should know this information. And that's really just the bottom line, is that you should know this information. Like, the more people are aware of things, the better. Because it's, you know, and not to make it too long, but like in the FPS realm, you know, Valorant or Apex, like people find tech and it's there all over the place. People, you know, a lot of times it either gets patched out or whatever, but like you should know these things, you know, like if said character has some tech on this map, you should know how to counter it. You know, there should be, people don't waste time to find tech and then find counterplay to those things in those games. And this shouldn't be any different. That's how I see it, you know, this shouldn't be any different. So if you're playing Testament, one of those people who are getting upset with SQ showing you stuff, please be grateful SQ's even taking the time out of their day to show you this stuff. So don't be upset. There's no reason to be upset. Okay. Anyhow, let me know how you guys feel about that. Sharing tech for characters kind of early on, early counterplay. How do you guys feel about early counterplay? Does it bother you? Does it make you feel some kind of way? Are you worried about your day one wins? You know, are you worried about your week one wins? You know, talk to me. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. I'm gonna get up out of here and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.